Alright, what is up guys? Got another quick video here with some Diablo 4 leveling strategies. Just took about 10-20 minutes to get logged into the game. Finally they're having some login issues, so still overall probably one of the better launches that Blizzard has had for a game in quite some time in terms of stability and just not having errors in the game. So just wanted to hit a few things, and if you guys don't mind hitting that subscribe button, really appreciate it. Getting close to 1,000 subs helps me out, so thank you. And then with that out of the way, we'll just jump right into the video. So been kind of blazing through the game, and in terms of how much time I played so far, probably just, I don't know if there's somewhere I can check. Let's see. No, not that I know of, but I feel like I've only played maybe less than 10 hours and I'm already level 25, finished Act 1, and I've been doing that by using some of those strategies I talked about in my last video about leveling. So if you haven't already seen that, check that out. And I just wanted to kind of, now that I've actually got to apply some of them, just go into a little more detail and point out a few other things that I've learned and that I think I'll be using going forward. So the main thing that I think you really want to do is, as you're leveling, don't go out of your way for these blue quests. Just do the ones that are in, pick all of them up that you can and just hang on to them, and then do the ones that are in your path for the main story quest, or just, you know, very far or not very far out of your route that you're taking already. And aside from that, the main thing that I think these that you need to focus on with these, if you hit tab and then W, it takes you to this screen, and you can see just each region you have a progress bar for, and you get some pretty significant bonuses for here, so you're definitely going to want to get these. And the first one's pretty easy to get, some XP, an extra skill point. Second one, gold potion. Third one, 25k gold and a skill point. You get XP from all these too. So you get it just by either finding waypoints, doing strongholds, side quests, getting the altars, the dungeons, and doing just discovering areas. I haven't actually done any dungeons yet because they do take, you know, a decent amount of time, and most of these, really, this is the only one that I would probably use, but I don't really need it right now. Just of the ones that I can get in what area, Fractured Peaks. So I'm gonna kind of table these and come back to them later, and we'll see what happens later on in the game. But once you finish the main story quest, I had almost enough renown to get this tier 3 bonus. So I quickly did a couple more of those blue quests, or just whatever, to get renown, to get this third bonus. And now these fourth and fifth bonuses are locked behind World Tier 3. So once you have the main story quest complete and you get this Tier 3 renown bonus in the region, that's your signal that, hey, stop doing blue quests, don't do any more dungeons in here, in this area, unless you just absolutely need to, and it's time to move on to the next area. So I am going to head up here because it's a druid quest that I need for to unlock my spirit boons. So that's where I'm going to go. I would just probably go based off whatever class you're playing. Here's another you know, stronghold down here I could do, but I don't really need to do it right now because I'll still get the renown, but the renown's not going to do anything for me until I get to World Tier 3. So I think the biggest objective and goal you want to set for yourself when you start the game is, you know, yeah, you got to go through the story, that's a given, but your main objective is, what do I need to do to get to about level 50 to to beat the capstone dungeon so that I can get to world tier 3, because that's when the real game, I think, is going to kind of start or begin. So if you approach it like that, that's how you're going to get through this quickly. I'm not too worried about finding all the altars of Lilith. That's going to be a lot easier later on when you've got your mount, and when I revisit these areas to get the tier 4, tier 5 region bonus. And as far as I can tell, they're the same for each region in terms of the bonuses that you get. So you can see that this 5th tier bonus is going to be really important for your in-game builds, because you do get 4 Paragon points for each region for that 5th tier bonus there. And the other thing I wanted to kind of hit on just in terms of gear is right now I found a couple more uniques that are just in my stash, because I don't need those unique powers, or it's just a slot. Like I have another unique helm, but this helm is, the power is better. I would highly advise against breaking these down, as I was saying before in my other video. Just wear it and use it until potentially you get a better unique, or I mean not unique, legendary helmet or item to replace that. Or if it's like a weapon and the stats just become so much better on a higher level item that it's just time to replace it. And at that point, I would just throw this in your stash or break it down for the legendary power and then hang on to that, but don't apply it to your item. Don't apply it to a new item until you get to level 50 and you get to world tier 3 and you start finding those sacred drops. That's what that higher tier item is called. So when you start getting sacred items, that's what I would advise you to start breaking down these gears and using it on the items that you want in terms of the legendary powers. So I've got, like, this one I'm just using because of the stats. I'm not using the skill wind shear, but this one's pretty good. It makes my tornadoes significantly more powerful. So I don't need higher stats right now. That makes me clear faster. Later on, if I need stats, it's not that huge of a deal. I'll just switch out the ring. Same thing with this helmet. This helmet's really good in terms of making my earthen bulwark. It doubles, well, it adds 6 seconds to the duration. So it makes it last. Sorry, let me see how that tooltip works. Okay, so that's why it was confusing me. So normally it lasts for 3 seconds. Apparently the legendary powers actually update your tooltips. That's good to know. But with it on, it lasts for 9 seconds. So I basically have like a 9-second shield, and so far nothing really has been able to like break through the shield, because one, I can kill stuff and it will replenish my shield, and two, it gives me basically an extra 45% life. So I've got like a almost 200, 45% life shield. So something's got to do more than half my HP and damage while I'm potentially regenerating it. So you can see that this is going to be much more useful than something with like double the stat points. So until 50, just hang on to those. Don't put it on to, like, let's say you get a level, like this is what, a level 8 item. Let's say I get a level 35 or 40 item. I would not break this down and put it on there. I really think it's going to be a waste. So don't do that, in my opinion. The other thing I've started to do is just looking at the sell value of some of my items, and like I'm almost to the point where I'm not really sure if it's even worth it. Maybe it's worth it to break all this stuff down. I don't know. Time will tell, because maybe at the higher levels the stuff will sell for so much gold that this amount of gold is meaningless. But just look at that. Like some items seem to sell for like twice as much as the other stuff, and I haven't really found a reason why yet. Um, but if you need gold, I don't really need gold. Um, but stockpiling it obviously is not a bad thing. Also, stockpiling materials isn't a bad thing either. I don't know how much, how much of the materials are you going to need versus gold. So I've just been kind of looking at it, and hey, if it sells for like 5K, I'm going to sell that. And then like this one sells for 2,600, I'm going to break that down. So same thing with like some of the blue items because they're so abundant. Some of the blue items I found sell for like 3 or 4,000. I'll sell those and then I'll break these cheaper ones down. That's just how I've been approaching it so far. Nothing, game breaking there. In terms of just like stat points, I would just look at what's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck, because respecking is really inexpensive. I have kind of mixed feelings on these ultimate skills because they have such a long cooldown and you have limited slots. So I was running with that. That's just something I would advise you to think about. Like, is it worth it for being able to every 60 seconds activate this ability, or just have this ability every 10 seconds when this synergizes with some of my gear and passives that I'm planning to get. So just think about that. I'll do like a build guide later on, but like this helmet here, if I kill something with an earth skill, it replenishes my shield. And I didn't really have any earth skills that could kill anything. I just had earth and bulwark, so I slapped this on here, and I think it's going to probably more consistently benefit me than having Cataclysm or just another ultimate skill every 60 seconds. It just, maybe later on with cooldown reduction and stuff, maybe it will be better. It's just hard to say. So I would think about those kinds of things, and I think it's very clear to me now. World Tier 1 is the way to play the game until you get to the Capstone Dungeon, and then beat the Capstone Dungeon and just go directly to World Tier 3. World Tier 2 possibly later on, when you have... One thing I'm not sure about is this... I think this is account-wide. So the first bonus is each character. This is for all characters. Can't tell on these if this is account. It's probably going to be individual character based. But let's say once you've beat the game in all regions, you've unlocked all these bonuses. Hey, maybe your level 1 character with all those extra skill points and stuff, and just maybe having some leveling gear or something, you're strong enough where it makes sense to play on World Tier 2. But at the start right now, I think World Tier 1 is hands down the way to go. And like I was talking about with these consumables, I've just been stocking up on these Whispering Keys when my obols get full. So if you look up here, if I get like capped on obols, I'll just get a bunch of these keys, and then when I find a Whispering Chest, I'll unlock it. Gambling just seems kind of like this is how I'm banking my obols, because gambling I don't think is really going to benefit me at all, because I'll just outlevel or find a new piece of gear in an hour, so there's no point there. But having these keys, I can unlock Whispering Chests at higher levels still, and I still just open them as I find them, because 20 obols is not that hard to come by. And sometimes I get decent drops, I'm getting gold. But maybe when you get to World Tier 3, gambling will be more beneficial. Right now, I don't think it's worth it. And then also, like I talked about before, upgrading your gear, probably a waste of gold and resources right now, just don't do it. And gems, if you want to use gems, you can. There is a gold cost to unsocket them later on, so I haven't, because I don't need to, and it just makes gear management a little more time consuming. If I get to a point where I need to, I will, but I don't, so why should I? And like I said, I'm just saving my legendary gear for later on, just to break down, or you know, some of them I don't need for my current build, but maybe I'll make another build with them. So I'm just hanging on to them, just for testing purposes or new builds later on. So since I'm pretty much done here, I am gonna head towards the next zone, and like I said, I would just pick these up, you know, as you're going, and then do the ones that you can on the way. If you get capped on the quests, you know, you can abandon them and pick them up later. Not a big deal. These quests are like either material stuff, tutorials, or class quests, and utilize the fast travel as best as you can. Just be wary, you know, your portal might close if you go into do a blue quest inside an area in the town. It'll close your portal. If you use the wheel here, the default is E. I've changed mine to something else. You can quick leave these dungeons if you didn't already know that. Hopefully you did. And now I'm just going to start heading to the next area. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to hit, besides just, you know, utilizing those potions with the XP buff. I haven't been running them 100% of the time, just because early on I was a little bit limited in how many I could get with gold and materials, and so I usually pop them. Like if I go to do an event, I'll show you up here. I'll show you how much XP you can get from an event with one of these on. And we'll just quickly do this event that's right up here. We'll kill this crap. And so right now we are 4 bars from level 26. Let's check out this event here. Some of these events, you know, you can quickly get a lot of XP. So some of these events respawn quickly. I think this may be, you know, a very efficient way to level. But you know, for solo anyway, because sometimes you get other people that come up and help you, so you get that other extra 5% bonus XP, so you're getting like 10% bonus XP. Not too shabby as a solo player. I just gotta pick up all these souls real quick. So you can see I've already got a full bar in, what, like a minute? And I don't even have the full buff of having people helping, so let's just pick up the rest of these souls so we get the mastery. And it's probably gonna spawn like a boss. We'll kill him as quickly as we can. Alright, so we got 2 full bars of XP, and that took us only a matter of minutes. So I do think that is, you know, a pretty fast way to level up and get XP. So definitely don't skip those. And you also get, you know, some resources and some gear. So it's really like probably the most efficient thing that you can do as you're running from area to area. And then just, you know, keep an eye out for the resources to pick up as you're running around. And finally gonna go experience an area that I haven't played yet, since we couldn't leave this area in the betas. So a little excited about that. We'll check out this new druid class system here. Use some of these druid whatever they are, druid spirit bottle, white juice. Got my white juice bottles. All in all, I'm having a lot of fun with the game. Hope you guys are too. and pretty happy with the experience so far in terms of the servers staying up and stuff, not having like login times or drop errors. So that's good stuff. Let's see, are we still in this area? So we're in Sko's Glen now. So new area, haven't played this before. Gonna try and get through this as quickly as I can, and I'll do an update once I get to, you know, through the campaign, just some more leveling tips and stuff. Do some build guides if that's interesting to you. Hit that subscribe button. And then when we get to the end game that starts around level 50, I will of course continue to do more videos and just give you my thoughts on stuff, and hopefully that can be beneficial to you. So thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching. Really do appreciate you if you hit that subscribe button, and remember to give them the D.